Alright everyone, I want to welcome you all to some more Alan Wake, and I can tell you right now my first impressions of this game is that it's pretty great. It plays exactly like most of the horror games that I've played so far, and that's what makes it fun. It plays a little bit like Silent Hill and a little mix of Resident Evil. Currently we're still on the first episode and we're facing off against these known beings called the Taken, and oh, they're pretty creepy guys. I believe they're like manifestations of Alan's stories so far, and yeah, we're gonna continue on from there and see where it takes us, guys. So hopefully you enjoy watching this, and with that said, let's keep it rolling. Alright guys, and we're back. Is there anything here, or did I open this one already? Oh, we can still get. Alright, good. Alright, now I gotta remember where I need to go. I'm in a nice safe haven, but I'm not certain of... I guess I go here, I don't know. Oh, what is this? Oh. I guess I'll be checking over here first. Oh! Whoa. The Taken are trying to kill me, man. I don't like this. Trying to be sly about it, too. Oh. Arrow. Of course. How many do I have? 3? Can I pick up more? Oh, wow. Okay. That's fine by me. Alright, cool. So, we picked that up. Alright, it's a good thing I checked here then. Alright, I thought we were close to the gas station, but we're nearing it, and I'm worried this thing might activate on me. Ooh, what's that? You know, I never knew what that really meant. Caution. Proceed at your own risk. Well, yeah. Everything I'm doing is at my own risk. Oh, I'm just waiting for them to, like, ambush me. Surprise, surprise! Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Alright, boom, baby. Oh, okay. Let's not worry about them right now. Any more than that, I will use a flare gun on. Alright, let's read this. Wake lies to the sheriff.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help, but I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Okay. It's good that we found the manuscript. I'm looking back on it now, and I should have picked up the thermos because apparently it's a collectible or something. Or maybe it adds points. I don't know. Oh, look at this. Lithium batteries. Yep. I'll take all this. What a shot. Yes. What'd that button do?
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, 2 new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Whoa. I think that thing was supposed to be plugged in when he did that.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. Night Springs.
Well, that was interesting. Obviously, this might be related to what I'm going through right now, but still. I enjoyed that. Like that mini movie. Oh, who's here? Come on. I don't know what it means when I'm turning that. Okay. Still don't know what it means, but whatever. We're gonna go with it. Oh, yes. Pick it up. You know, actually one of the few things that's really great about this is that, whoa, I'm picking up a lot of ammo right now. Oh, limit reached. Okay. 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 Wow. The good news about this game is that there are plentiful amounts of ammo and battery. To the point we can be full. What on earth? Hey. Let's do this. Get you in there too. Got him. Got him. Ooh. There you go. There you go. Gotcha. Reload.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
Let's pick up that last battery while I still have it. Oh, okay. That flare saved me too. I like that cinematic scene. I don't know how I did that. All that will be coming off from the woodwork too. Can I? Yep. Alright, good news. You're open up for me. Anything else here? Oh, thermos. I know I missed one in the house earlier because I thought it was like health that I didn't need. Alright, reaching that checkpoint, which from here on I'm going to assume, which is pretty much it. It is what it is. The save point. We are a ways away from that gas station. Oh wait. Funny how I say that and we're here.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
That's good. We're nearing it finally.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
I'm just checking to make sure there's nothing else here. You know, it's funny because I know I can't pick it up anyway. I'm maxed out unless they're shotgun ammo. Safe haven. Alright, perfect. Another manuscript. Stucky taken.
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him.
Okay.
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
Is there anything here? No? Alright, let's see if there's anything for
The
me
garage
inside.
was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
Please do not recycle.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
For a second there, I thought that was an enemy. I honestly can't let my guard down here. Like, the 68th Annual Deer Fest, September 15th and 18th. Games and activities, raffle tickets, fishing competition, pie contest, and surprise competitions. Live music. For the children, Bucktooth Charlie, afternoons in Montgomery, the Mystics, amazing Phantasmagoria evenings. Don't miss the legendary Deer Fest parade. Like I said, I can't let my guard down here for a second. Wait. What am I reading? Oh, this one again? No, I don't have to read that. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see if there's anything behind the counter. Oh.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker. You are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen. I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake. Not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice. Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice! Now, she's missing. Alice? Alice? I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared. Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up. Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Alright, so now we're in his home and this takes place 3 years ago. I made sure to get the thermos this time because I know I won't have a second chance at that. I don't know what purpose that'll serve. Probably earn some bonus points or something for end game. Can't go through there. So she wants me to make coffee.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Look at that storm, man. Jeez. I wonder if I'm supposed to go back and talk to her or just wander about and check out my own stuff. But yeah, they have a nice place. Before I check in on her, I'll check in on this room. My office, I guess. The sudden stop. Oh, 1 and 2.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me. This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
That was interesting. Let's check this out. Ooh, these are his books. Here's a QR code. Can I activate that? I think I examined everything I needed to here. Oh, we can go in through here. I didn't even know that. Their bedroom. Closet space. I'm always worried about turning on this these radios because I'm hoping no music goes on.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Hey, that wasn't bad. Check out the bathroom. Ooh, they have a nice bathroom. Power's a little iffy. Is that it? And they're just showing off. Alright, well. Guess we'll go back to see my wife.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Oh, they're on my desk already. She's quick. Oh, there they are.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
I got
Just
this.
get the lights
Honey,
back on.
it's a
Now,
power outage.
please.
I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
This guy just narrates everything, huh? I guess that's the mind of a writer. Is there anything I can pick up here? Another thermos? Something I need to turn on? Ooh, examine what?
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Just go down the corridor. Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You're good to go, Mr. Wake. Sarah's probably waiting for a chance to talk to you.
I'll get right on that. Talk to Sarah. Wait, is this guy hiding?
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
I keep thinking that's a man and it's a girl. It's a woman.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
I'd say she's a smart woman. So what happened to me? We turn on lights everywhere.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really trashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Let me get this manuscript. I was worried that the voice of the radio would overlap with the voice of Alan when he's reading the manuscript. Alice sees a shadow.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
That's most likely the same lady in black that we saw who gave us the keys to her little shack. That ended up doing us no favors whatsoever.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Roger that. I'll get right on it. Have you seen this man? Disappeared on June 20, 2007. Wow. Knack for winning contests. Richard Ball, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller on a camping trip overdue, haven't been in contact. If you've seen them or know their whereabouts, please call. Thank you. It'd be funny if these are the creators of the game. Like a nice little Easter egg.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr. Wake,
Don't
can I
do
help you
nothing
with
stupid,
anything?
pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
Ah. Oh no, here we go again. Something's wrong with my controller. Ah, jeez. Alright, hold on a second, guys. Alright, hopefully we don't encounter any issues like that for a while. Wouldn't count it though, but... Alright, they said we should leave through the back, but... Not certain if, oh, okay, right here.
Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here!
Hey, you're telling me, dude.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
I'll do that, but before... Oh, see? This would have happened if I went straight for that fence. Mr. Thermos. Yeah, turn on this radio. Please, oh please, no songs.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even reported shots fired on Main Street. Deal with two intoxicated young men who are celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? No point in getting all worked up yet.
I just wanted that radio to finish playing.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Alright, now, where's that hole? See, I know it needs me to go through there. I just need to find this. Is it this hole? Oh, yep. And lo and behold, another manuscript. I pressed the wrong button. Wake at Lover's Peak.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall in the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Alright, they said there's something in the car. So... Hold on a second. Is there anything else I need here?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
To the other side. Oh, whenever you let me through.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Alright, so I guess that means I gotta go back to the sheriff again, right? Because I can't just outright leave. Abandoning all her questions she has for me.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
So I'm to take it. This guy got knocked out. I'm to assume that currently what's going on in his head is that he's trying to rewrite whatever happened between him and Alice so that she lives. I think she died already.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Alright. So
She
this
even
is
has
his
a fan
agent.
site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, You're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
So I'll wander around now. Oh, read what? Hold on. What am I reading? The skeleton of Columbian mammoth. Mammuthus columbi. This specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from the La Brea tar pits in 1981. It was donated to the Elderwood National Park in '98 when the Columbian mammoth became Washington State fossil. Named Bucktooth Charlie. It has since become the park's official mascot. Ah. Wow. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Can go through here. That's locked for me. Anything else for me to examine here? Ooh. All pretty interesting. Elderwood. Anything here for me? Oh, yep, a thermos. I really would like to know what these do, though. Like, what happens if I collect all the thermoses or everything else I need? Yeah, of course, you can get the first aid, right? Alright, I'm gonna talk to Rusty now. Oh wait, he's not. Wait, see Rusty? I don't know anymore.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Alright, that's Rusty.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
I'll be right back, dude. I hand this form over to this dude.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Ah, poor dog, man.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
I've said this in previous games before, and I'll say it again. You will never, ever find me in a forest. That is just, no, that's a horror movie waiting to happen right there.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Alright, I guess you're coming with me, because I'm getting in that car, and we're going to find out what happened.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al! Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Alright, so we hit another...
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Like I was saying before, we hit another checkpoint, guys.
You can shove that flashlight?
I'm going to end the video for today. Thank you for watching. On to the next one.